Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh being the name of Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists. Ba'in, Allah, Shem, name. Yahushai being the name of only begotten Son, meaning He delivers, He saves. Rakakwadash, Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the apostles, the elders, great most and never well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all. Back at it with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Alright. So I wanted to get into this through the spirit. You know, age does not matter when it comes to judgment. Alright. When it comes to the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, the Lord does not care about your age. How old you are, how young you are, whether you're a male or female, okay? Anybody can get judged, all right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is not a respecter of persons. And I just simply typed these two words, respect persons. And you see how, you know, there's plenty of scriptures that come up with it, man, okay? Deuteronomy 1:17, ye shall not respect persons in judgment. All right, so what does it ultimately mean to be a respecter of persons? It means, you know, you might have a certain level of respect for someone or somebody that you might consider to be esteemed in your heart, you know, so you'll want to give them a pass, so to speak, because you might like them, or, you know, they might have done something for you, so now you want to give them a pass or whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work like that, man. All right, when it comes to the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, no one gets a pass, man. Okay, now, of course, you know, the Lord does have mercy if He chooses to have mercy. But as far as judgment goes, all right, anyone can get judged, man. And you know, just because the Lord might have mercy on you from doing something doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to always go unpunished either, man. Okay, that's why the Lord, He'll chastise you, but He might not give you over to death, man. You know, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, He really punishes us less than what our iniquities deserve when you really think about it, man. All right, but certain things with the Lord, you know, certain things are sins unto death, man. You know, so at the end of the day, when it comes to the Lord, man, there's no respect of persons when it comes to judgment, man. All right. You know, you could be a young child and get put to death, just like how you could be an old adult and get put to death. When what the scriptures say, like in Psalm 68:20, unto the Most High belong the issues of death, man. You know, so Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, He's the one putting people to death, man. All right, Deuteronomy 32:39. You know, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. I, the Lord, do all these things, man. All right, so Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, He's the one getting people hit out here, man. You see? Whether it be by different means, could be a mass shooting, could be, you know, somebody getting stabbed, somebody getting in a car crash, you know, some type of other strange calamity, somebody falling off a building, you know, getting hurt at work. Okay, whatever the case might be, man, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai ordains that, and those are all the judgments of the Lord, man. All right, Deuteronomy 1:17, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And that's what Moses was telling the judges back then in the wilderness. But the point being what? That, you know, you're supposed to hear the small and the great, man. Okay? There ain't no respecter of persons with the Lord, you know. There's plenty of scriptures on it, okay? But I want to get another one real quick. This is Romans 2:11. It says, for there is no respect of persons with Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. All right. Colossians 3:25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive wrong for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons, man. You see? So there's no respect of persons with the Lord, man. All right. And another thing too, you might wonder, okay, well, if God, you know, is all loving, this, that, and the third, why do babies die? You know, why do children die, and so on and so forth? Well, that child must have been wicked in their past life, so that when they came back on earth this time, the Lord had a sentence for them, all right, to get put to death, man. You know, that's how the Most High works. Okay, all the ways of the Lord are in judgments, man. You know, And at the end of the day, age does not matter when it comes to judgment. The Lord doesn't look at your age. He looks at your spirit. Now, in certain cases, you know, age does play a role. But as far as judgment goes, age doesn't matter, man. All right? Yahweh Basham Shai is not a respecter of persons, man. This is 2 Chronicles 15 and 13. It says, I'll start at 12. 2 Chronicles 15 and 12. It says, and they entered into a covenant to seek the Lord Yahweh Basham Shai, power of their fathers, with all their heart and with all their soul. And that's what we did as the nation of Israel. We made that covenant in the wilderness that we would seek the Lord, man. You know, verse 13, that whosoever would not seek the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. All right. So, you know, like I said, small or great, okay, old or young. Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. Who's the Lord talking to? He's talking to these death angels whom he's commissioned to be spirits created for vengeance, man, to destroy, okay, and to execute judgment and wrath, right? So he's telling them, go through the midst of Jerusalem, go through Israel, right? Which Israel is a people before it was a place, okay? It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. All right, and that mark is going into a tawa in the Hebrew, which means a mark of exemption, okay? So that mark of exemption from what? Exemption from the Lord's judgment. All right, verse 5. So the men that are sighing and crying, the men that are in the house of mourning, the men that are fed up with the wickedness of this world, the men that are seeking and longing for the righteousness of Yahweh Shemashai to be established here upon the earth in its perfection, those are the ones, and you know, and who endure in good works and the faith in Yahweh Shemashai and obtain the Lord's grace and his mercy. Those are the ones who are going to be exempted from the Lord's judgment, man. Okay? You know, like it says in Jeremiah 5, I'll get that real quick just for edification's sake. Jeremiah 5:1, it says, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if you can find a man, if there be any that executeth judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it, man. All right, so that's who the Lord is looking for, man. He's looking for those who are in that spirit. But if you're in verse 5, it says, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go you after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. And who is the Lord referring to? He's telling the death angels, don't spare, don't have pity, okay? Go smite these people. Go put them to death, man, for their wickedness. Verse 6, slay utterly, old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Meaning what? That the judgment of the Lord is going to begin at those who know they're Israelites, man. All right? Begin at my sanctuary. 1 Peter 4. Verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Yahweh Basham Shai. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel, man? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? You see? So guess what, man? Judgment's going to begin with those who know they're Israel, man. All right? And so this is for you dudes out here, okay? And your families that follow in your footsteps, you know, who are not of the elect. You know, judgment is coming to you because here it is, you know you're Israel, but you're not living according to how Yahweh Shemashai expects you to be conducting yourself, man. You know, you're being a false prophet. Okay, you're not leading the congregation the right way. You got hella blood on your hands, man. All right, and that's why Yahweh Shemashai is getting ready to bring judgment upon this place, man. Read this again. Ezekiel 9 and 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, man. Okay? Yeah. The Lord sent those spirits created for vengeance, man. All right. And what entails a spirit created for vengeance? Sirach Ecclesiastes 39. Going straight to the point, Lord willing. And verse 7, or I'll start at 27. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners they are turned into evil. So Yahweh Shemashai can turn a good thing into evil for a wicked person. And vice versa. He could turn an evil thing into good for a righteous person. Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Okay. Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. All right. So certain things. All right. You just know that they're created for one purpose and one purpose only, man. To hurt, to destroy, to kill, okay? To rob and to spoil. You know, what's besides the fact of, I guess you could say, wounding someone, all right? What is a gun created for? You know? Or certain animals that have like certain attributes about them, like how they can have fangs and poison their victims and strangle them to death, so on and so forth, you know, and it's hard for a human to go against. It's like, what is this animal created for other than the purpose of to destroy or to kill something, man? You know, there's just certain things that are created strictly for the use of executing the judgment of the Lord, man. And that's that, okay? Read this, Sirach 39 and 28, because it's going to put it into better perspective than I can. And, you know, there's more examples out there, too. But you know that there's just certain things out there where you're like, man, this individual or this object or this beast or this thing of this nature, whatever it might be, okay, you just know that this thing was created to destroy someone. It serves pretty much no other real purpose besides the purpose to destroy someone, man. Those are spirits created for vengeance, man. Okay, it says there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Yeah, and who's the one that made them? The Heavenly Father, man. He's the creator of all things, ultimately. You know, Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh created Yahweh Shai, and then he gave Yahweh Shai the blueprint to create everything else, man. You know? So the point being what? That it appeases the Most High's wrath when these spirits created for vengeance execute his judgment, man. That appeases his wrath. You know, that makes him at ease with his distress, you know, when something needs to be judged. Okay, because the Most High, he doesn't rest content until judgment goes out. You know, and of course, the Lord, he technically executes his judgment every morning. You know, let me see if I get that precept real quick. This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. It says, the Lord, the just Lord, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. So everything that Yahweh Shemashai does is in righteousness. Even if it is a baby getting put to death. Guess what? The Lord did that in righteousness, man. Okay? It says, every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Yeah. Every morning the Lord brings his judgment to light, man. You know, a lot of times you wake up in the morning, you'll be on your way to work. You look on the highway, you see a car crash happen, man. You know, early in the morning type stuff. Okay? The Lord bringing forth his judgment, man, every morning. And the Yahweh Shemashai is angry with the wicked every day, man. The Lord is not going to be content with this place until it gets destroyed, man. Yahweh Shemashai is uneased with Babylon until it gets destroyed. All right? He's going to ease himself of his adversaries. Let me get that precept real quick, man. This is Isaiah 1 and 24. Therefore saith the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. And how is the Lord going to do that? He's going to do that by executing justice and judgment, man. And a part of that is people getting put to death painfully, okay, brutally, with violence. All right, that appeases the Lord's wrath, man. As we just read in Sirach 39:28, we're going to continue, Lord willing, but I want to get this really quick. Sirach Ecclesiastes 35 and verse 13. I'll start at verse 12. It says, do not think to corrupt with gifts, for such he will not receive. And trust not to unrighteous sacrifices, for the Lord is judge, and with him is no respect of persons. Right? So you can't bribe the Most High with a gift. You know, hey, God, I'll give you $100,000 if you just let me get away with all this wickedness I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. I'll break you off. You know, I'm about to rob the bank, Lord, but don't worry, I'll break you off, Lord. No, the Most High, he can't be bribed. Okay? He doesn't trust the unrighteous sacrifices, man. There's no respect of persons with the Lord. Lord don't give a shit. Okay? All the Most High knows, so to speak. Not all the Most High knows. I don't want to necessarily say that, because he technically knows everything. But, you know, the point I'm trying to make is that Most High, he just knows judgment, man. He knows mercy too, don't get me wrong, but he knows judgment. He knows the ways of righteousness and correction, man. Okay? Just like how his mercies are great, so is his reproof and his judgments and his correction. You see? So he ain't hearing that. You know? That's the point I'm pretty much trying to make. All right? Sirach or Ecclesiastes 35 and verse 13. He will not accept any person against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed. Yeah, so the Lord, he doesn't care if you got a lot of money and you could bribe him off. You know, if you're a poor man and you have a just cause, the Lord will hear you out. All right, he's a just judge. He's not an unjust judge. Esau's an unjust judge. Esau let a rich man get away with his crimes, but the Lord doesn't do that. Okay, if a rich man is being wicked, he's going to get judged. If a poor man's being wicked, he's going to get judged. All right, verse 14. I'll start at verse 13 again. It says, he will not accept any person against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed. He will not despise the supplication of the fatherless, nor the widow when she poureth out her complaint. Do not the tears run down the widow's cheeks? And is not her cry against him that causeth them to fall? He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment, man. For the mighty Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty Lord be patient toward them, till he have smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the righteous, of the unrighteous, Slakia, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, and made them to rejoice in his mercy, man. So the point being what? Yahweh Shem Shai, he's not going to be slack, he's not going to be content until the Lord's judgment is executed, man. All right, and call Halayim La Yahweh Shem Shai, man. That's the type of God we serve, man. You know? And that's why he ought to be feared. Sirach Ecclesiastes 39 and verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. All right? All these things right here are a part of the Lord's spirits created for vengeance, man. All these things right here are a part of executing the Most High's judgment. You know, like, you know how someone might have a torture room in a movie and they got all these different weapons and, you know, different little methods of torture. Well, that's pretty much the same thing with the Most High, man. He has all these different methods of judgment. You know, he could send fire upon someone. He could send hail. He could send teeth of wild beasts. All right. You know, he could send scorpions. Okay. He could send the sword, whether it be, you know, a weapon or some type of form of like catastrophe, or he could send a natural disaster. There's just so many different ways how the Lord can judge somebody, man. You know, verse 31, it says, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. You see, so those death angels, they're going to rejoice to do the bidding of the Lord. Those death angels are going to rejoice, and they're not going to transgress when the Lord tells them to go judge somebody, man. They're going to do it cheerfully. That's why when you read in Ezekiel 9, when you read the whole chapter, you go down further to the last verse in the chapter. After the Lord reported to the death angels, and the death angels putting people to death, in whatever type of way that the, you know. But what happened? Verse 11, Ezekiel 9:11, it says, and behold, the man clothed with linen, which had the inkhorn by his side, reported the matter, saying, I have done as thou hast commanded me. You see, so the angels, they hearken unto the voice of the Lord, man. The angels do what the Most High tells them to do, man. And you best believe they follow orders, man. Okay, you think these different Marines, troops, and soldiers, you think they follow orders? You ain't seen nothing yet, man. All right, the angels follow orders, man. And they do not transgress his word. This is Psalms 103, verse 20. Bless the Lord, ye his angels, that excel in strength, that do his commandments. I have done which hast commanded me, roughly paraphrasing, Ezekiel 9:11, right? Hearkening unto the voice of his word. You see? Bless ye the Lord, all ye his hosts, ye ministers of his that do his pleasure, man. Yeah, they're going to appease the wrath of him that made him. Just like when you go back to the time of 2 Kings with Elisha, and you had those wicked children, you know, talking shit about Elisha. All right, what happened? What happened? The Lord sent the death angel, put the spirit on these two wild she-bears, those teeth of wild beasts, as we read in Sirach 39. And guess what? Those children got put to death, man. And it wasn't just one child. It was 42 of them. There's a lot of children right there, man. You got to imagine the scenery that happened. You know, all because of what? They offended a man of the Lord. Not saying that that's a simple thing or that's a light thing, but just saying, like, you know, you could get judged like that, man. So don't play with the Lord. You know, don't play with the Lord like he's somebody to play with, man. The Lord could make a she-bear, you know, come and tear you up, man. Destroy you, man. Those little children didn't stand a chance. Okay? But somebody would be like, it's a child. It's a baby. The Most High don't give a shit, man. That child, that baby is being wicked. All right? And they're gonna pay for what they did. That's how the Lord feels, man. A lot of people don't understand the Most High. You know, not saying that, you know, the Lord reveals everything to me, myself. You know, there's certain things that the Lord keeps hidden from me too. All right. A lot of things the Lord keeps hidden from me. But one thing's for certain, the Lord has revealed that he is a power of judgment, man. He makes that very plain and very obvious. All right. But like the scriptures say, it is plain to the holy and stumbling blocks into the wicked, man. A wicked person can never fathom in their mind why the Most High would do that. But he does what he wants, man. He does according to his pleasure, man. And none can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou? All right? So you just got to learn to fall in line, man. All right? 2 Kings 2, starting at verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. Yeah, and that's a cut to you people talking about, oh, you're not supposed to curse anybody. Da, 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 da. Oh, hell no. Okay, the Lord says we can curse the wicked, man. All right, Yahweh Shemashai curses the wicked, man. Okay? He said he cursed them in the name of the Lord. All right? And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them, man. And that was a man of the Lord who cursed them in the name of the Lord, man. In the name of Yahweh. All right? And same way we do now in like fashion today, we curse the wicked in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And the Lord is with it, man. Yahweh Shema Shai is with it because that's executing judgment, man. The Lord is a power of judgment. He doesn't give a shit how old or how young you are, whether you're a male or a female, man. All right? And that's why he ought to be feared. And don't you think that, you know, like it says in Revelation 13 and 16, let me get this real quick, because this is something that, this is just food for thought right here. Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, talking about Esau, Edom. All right? When the time comes for this mark of the beast to be implemented, the MOTB, all right, the rice grain, that they're going to try to poke into everybody, put it in their right hand or in their foreheads, the radio frequency identification technology, all right? You know, Esau's going to cause all, man, and you already see it now. He's already causing all with the boogeyman virus. All right, you try to make little children take the potion for that boogeyman virus, man. Yeah, little children in Cuba, you know, under the age of 5 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and either 5 years old and up or even younger. Yeah, little children taking the potion for the boogeyman virus, man. And it's well known about the repercussions of that boogeyman potion. But here it is, he had little children taking it. So how much more when they set up their one world agenda and they trying to have people take that Revelation 13 and 16, man. All right, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark or a charagma, all right, in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. All right, so he said he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So he's gonna try to force everybody to take it, even little children. You know, and that's probably another way they're going to pitch it. Oh, if you let your child take this, you'll be able to track them, you know, to help prevent people from kidnapping your child, because they'll have the MOTB inside of them, so you could track them down, right? That'll probably be a way Esau tries to pitch it, you know, but I speak as a man, okay? Nonetheless, he's still going to cause all to take that, man, all right? If the little children want to, you know, live on his grid, and live according to his agenda, they're going to be forced to take it too. So guess what? If a child takes it, they're going to get judged. The Most High doesn't give a shit if that's an infant, or if that's a toddler, you know, or a little teenager, or whatever, man, or adolescent. Lord don't care. Okay, you took it, and there's no repentance for those who take that. Revelation 14 and 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Basham Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Okay? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, man. Call like him like Yahweh Basham Shai. So guess what? Not only will they get judged, but Yahweh Basham Shai is gonna watch them get judged. Yahweh Shai, the angels, they're gonna watch them get judged, man. The Lord's gonna witness it. You see? And that's why it says, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark. So the Lord don't care if you're old or young. All right, so you're going to have little children out here who take that mark, and they're going to get judged, and they're going to get put to death, man. All right, let me get another one real quick. And even in the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have plenty of little children getting put to death, man. Okay, because guess what? Famine is a part of the Lord's judgment. As we read about the spirits created for vengeance. Famine is a part of the Lord's judgment. And what are people going to do when this famine comes around in America? A lot of people are going to eat their own children, man. Oh, yeah. Most definitely, man. All right. This is Jeremiah 18 and verse 20. It says, shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and to turn away thy wrath from them. All right. This was what Jeremiah is pleading to the Lord, right? Jeremiah was pleading to the Lord to have mercy on Israel, not to judge Israel, right? But the Lord's letting Jeremiah know, look, these niggas is plotting on you. Meanwhile, you praying for them, and these niggas plotting on you, right? So then Jeremiah got to the point where he's like, man, Jake really trying to dig a pit for me. You know, Lord, I was speaking good for them to you, but matter of fact, never mind that. All right? That's why he says, shall evil be recompensed for good? You know, because here it is, they're trying to recompense Jeremiah evil when he did nothing but good unto them, man. Verse 21, he said, therefore, deliver up their children to the famine. So if a child gets left to famine, what's that? That baby's going to starve to death, man. And that indeed is a judgment from the Lord. That is a judgment from Yahweh Basham Shai. Famine is a judgment from Yahweh Basham Shai. I'll get a precept to back it up real quick, Lord willing. This is Ezekiel 5 and verse 16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. Those arrows are going into the Lord's plagues. Okay, and a plague is a judgment of the Most High, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Okay, So I will send upon you famine and evil beasts. Yeah, teeth of wild beasts, man. Oh, also in Leviticus, in the 26th chapter, you know, it also says what? How the Lord's going to send wild beasts to what? Let's get the precept. Leviticus 26 and verse 22. I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children and destroy your cattle and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate, man. The Lord said he's going to send wild beasts to rob Israel, the wicked Israelites, of their children, man. Okay? Meaning what? They're going to get put to death, man. You're going to have children out here getting eaten alive by lions, tigers, and bears. All right? Or something, or some other ferocious animal, man. This is the judgment of Yahweh Bashmel Shai, man. This is why the Lord ought to be feared. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee. Yeah, bereave you, rob your children. And pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it, man. So the Lord's going to bring these different spirits created for vengeance. So you're going to have children out here getting put to death by the sword and famine, man. And wild beasts. There's plenty of scriptures the Lord getting into how these children are going to get put to death. The scriptures say in Lamentations, the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their children in the street, in the siege, and in the straitness, of their enemies, roughly paraphrasing, man. So during the time of martial law, you're going to have a lot of women out here boiling their children, man, eating up their children because, they're not going to be able to eat from, the lockdowns due to the city, man, and due to the lack of resources, so on and so forth, man, and the famine that's going to come. So a lot of people are going to be left to eat their children, eat their family members, so on and so forth, man. And that's the Lord's judgment, man. Jeremiah 18, starting at verse 21, it says, therefore deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows, and let their men be put to death, and let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. All right, so let their young men, so it don't matter your age, let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. You see? So what's that troop? The martial law troops that are going to come, man. All right? During the time of Jacob's trouble. And the martial law troops, they're not going to spare. All right? They're not going to spare you. And even these different, UN troops, these Gurkha troops that are going to be hired, a lot of them, they're not going to speak English. They're not going to be from America, so they're not going to have any type of sentimental attachment to this place, like if a U.S. soldier would. Okay? And at the end of the day, the Lord's going to put a different spirit on Esau on that day, man. Scripture say they're going to be like madmen sparing none. So they ain't going to be sparing nobody, man, including little children. Okay? So... And even during the time when the missiles hit, when all hell breaks loose and the missiles hit in the midst of World War III, you don't think these other nations know that there's little babies in the land of America when they decide to shoot missiles off in this place? Oh, most definitely they know. But the Lord's going to put a certain spirit on them to execute his wrath and his judgment. Isaiah 13, starting at verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. And you're going to see that in Jacob's trouble, man. And also you're going to see that when the missiles hit this place, man. Verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it. All right? So you're not going to be able to bribe these Russians or pay them off or nothing. They're not going to care about that. The Lord's going to stir up their spirit. It says, verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. Their bows, talking about their nuclear missiles, man. It says, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, man. Yeah. So these different nations, the Russians in particular, when they shoot the missiles, they're not going to spare children. They're not going to pity the fruit of the womb. So that goes to show you what? Children can get judged too, man. Verse 19, in Babylon, aka America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it dwell in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, man. Yeah, this place is going to be a desert land, all right, and a wilderness when Yahweh Shemashai is finished with this place, man. And best believe little children will get caught up in that judgment too. All right, so I just wanted to touch on that. Lord willing, this video is edifying. Yahweh Shemashai Radizah. Call Halayim La Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem Kakadash. All praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, in the name of Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, that were well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom and a Baba Ball.